Hey tubers! Welcome back for another adventure. Today was the 4th of July Stormville flea market, except it was a week late. Not only was it a week late, but it was a one day only. It was Saturday only flea market. But for the vendors, it's a step even worse than that. They had to pay the full weekend rent for being open only one day. So as you can see, it was kind of a pathetic haul. A lot of the people I do business with just didn't show up. They just weren't there, which makes life a little bit harder for me, right? One has to gun down and work a little harder to get any kind of deals to make it worth the time. Anyway, let's talk about what I found, and we'll go forward from here. This stuff here came from AJ. He's a picker sort of guy, runs a scrap business and all that, young person. And obviously traffic light, the kind that, you know, has a long cord on it. I'm quite sure you would want a long cord on it. It's missing the bottom battery part of it. It's using an Edison style light bulb for that. So anyway, I thought it was just interesting. So I got that and this Craftsman. It's most of a Craftsman set. It did come with some extra extensions. Always handy, a bunch of bits. The only one I'm missing is 3/8, and I'm sure I have that in the hoard somewhere. It also came with these tweezers. There's another set of tweezers in my backpack that I need to dig out before I lose them. These tweezers and the other ones were made in Switzerland. This is the older made in America stuff before everything started coming from overseas. So I was happy about that. When it comes to buying tools, stuff made domestically, I always go for first. So anyway, $10 for this deal. This next little pile here came from Tom and Sue. They were telling me they're having trouble getting stuff. I normally buy drill bits from them, step bits, all that kind of stuff, and they just haven't been able to put their hands on it. So anyway, these always handy, wiring up all-terrain vehicles, fuse holders. I don't think there's fuses in them. The bits are handy files. You know, a small Craftsman set. Anyway, this was a quick $20 bill. This traffic light, I got it from, he was just a random seller. It looked like he had, you know, household type stuff. But I liked it because it's solar. And you could see, I assume there's LED in here, right? Normally when they upgrade it to solar, they upgrade to LED type stuff. So I gave him $5 for this. This was $18. It was from the tool guy in Connecticut. These discs are, you know, a touch more expensive than I'm normally buying, so to speak, but they are DeWalt, and these are quarter turn turnoffs made out of metal. Frequently handy on the all-terrain vehicles, right? If you slip the hose right up tight against these, and then you could kind of use the extended pipe for leverage, right? It's not all that hard to increment. Typically handy for all-terrain vehicles. I'm noticing on the Jaguar, it does not have a fuel turn off, and I have a feeling I'm getting some leak by on that, so this will help there. So anyway, that was $10. And the last pile of stuff came from Metro Luther, Jimmy. He has so many different names. I gave him $38 for this stuff, and a large amount of it was for these bits. I'm finding that I'm doing more work with these bits, trying to machine the metal to being a little closer to what I want it to be. These are fuel filters, but if you look through the hole, I don't know if you'd be able to focus on it. There's a mesh in there instead of the paper. They're helpful for all terrain vehicles. The other thing is, by the time you slip the hose on that, they don't take up a lot of space. He had one valve in the box, so I grabbed it. Their quarter turns are always handy. Starting fluid. Lately, I've been having trouble finding starting fluid. At Walmart, it just hasn't been in there. I hit a couple of car stores, auto parts places, and they really, you know, maybe a can or two or maybe none. So whenever I'm seeing starting fluid, I've just been jumping on it these days, right? He got me, I think it was only a couple of bucks a can, and then normally after I get the whole pile of stuff, he discounts it. You know, the old oil there. These hypodermic needles, what they're helpful for, you know, putting gas into something, right? Miniature gas tank, so to speak. But you could also kind of pressurize the hose a little bit for pushing fuel through. These are metric Allen keys, but they're the ball driver style. Really, really helpful. I use these frequently, and every once in a while, one will kind of disappear. Typically 5, typically the one I need. And, you know, then I got to clean up the whole garage to find it again. So these are a little longer, a little bigger. So hopefully I don't lose them quite as quickly. And talking to Metro, he's having a little trouble getting supplies also. So that makes it tough. I don't know if I mentioned these as part of this deal. These are, there's diamonds in there. You know, they're for deburring and obviously cleaning up edges. I figured once again, I've been doing more of this kind of work, so I've been trying to put my hot little hands on it. For anybody who does this kind of work and needs these kind of supplies, whether they're filters, turn-off valves, tools, fluids, whatever, I mean, this kind of junk is just amusing. But for the other kind of stuff, it seems as if it's not everywhere it used to be, and as easy to put your hands on as it used to be. So pay attention to your supplies and get it where you can. About Stormville, I was really disappointed. I normally go there and I stock up once again on the drill bits and stuff like that, and it just was not to be had. I was also kind of disappointed that there were just a lot of people not there. You know, the $1 t-shirt guys weren't there. You know, some of the food vendors weren't there. It just kind of a quiet Stormville. I guess if I'm really jonesing to go to a flea market, I can always head out to Pennsylvania and hit Morningstar and Williams Grove. But the problem with the trip to Pennsylvania, it's a long ride. I end up burning about $75 worth of fuel. A lot of times it involves a hotel stay. So I'm tying up a lot of money. If I'm going there, I better bring home a truckload. I'd really rather hit the local flea markets. Adding this up, I don't know, 38. That was 38. This was 18. 20. That was 5, and this was 10. So you guys put all those numbers together and figure out what I spent today. Not a huge not a huge haul. I guess very easy to put away. Everything useful, right? You need a fuel filter, you need a shut off, right? Put those right into the storage cabinet. Yeah, everything has a place to be, so I'm happy about that. I have the remaining stuff here. I have that teardrop kind of ratchet that I'm going to put in there, and I have a 3/8, so I'm sure I'll put in here. The extensions, always handy elsewhere. And I happen to like this kind of extension. It's an Armstrong. It looked like an Exolite. I guess they're the same, Armstrong or Exolite. So there you go. That's what I got. I want to thank you all for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out there and hit them flea markets. If you don't shop at them, you know, the people don't make any money. They don't make any money. They stop coming. Then there's no more flea markets. So go to a flea market and buy some junk. Once again, feet down, heads up, get out there and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.